quite a bit this week, as instead of 4 sanctuaries, we need 6. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back for another round of Earthbound PK Scramble. I'm Leslie Pro, and this week, 6 sanctuaries becomes the minimum, which means the alt win conditions are at 7 and 8. Plus, there's another twist. We get Repel Sandwiches in shops, such as bakeries. So, yeah. That could be a thing. I did a practice offline last night, and I had a good Giygas fight go incredibly sketchy because I had everybody but Paula solidified on mortal damage on the same turn. I don't know how I escaped that one. I expect this to be a longer run because Sanks do take a bit of time, but I think I have an idea of how I want to go about it. Good news there. I mean, pizza is not a bad choice. It gets quite expensive to order out for a good one nowadays. I will continue to put farts into the favorite thing until it becomes a randomized option. Alright. See how this goes. I expect this to take around 90 minutes. Anything less than that would be phenomenal. Let's see what happens. Alright. Gotta be honest with my expectations. 3, 2, 1, Scramble. Now, over the past weekend was the Icebreaker Marathon over on Really Really Longathon. Helix did a fantastic job setting up and running that marathon, along with the entire Really Really Longathon community, as well as all the runners. Early Tuesday. Hey, Wiz, how you doing? Now, believe it or not, I haven't had DiGiorno in years because something about that brand is just not going over so great. Okay, game, come on. I know Ness is not the greatest at hitting those basic attacks, but ooh, that's an instant win. We take those. There's another teleport I can get going through here. Right now, the only thing I could even do in Tucson viably would be to grind up the money for Apple Kit and the food item. That, on the other hand, I can prioritize right away because that's a kid check. Actually, decisions. Water bills is a kid check, albeit a bit of a slower one, because I'd be going to 3 for a kid check there. Let's see. I don't even know what I got equipped right now. It says basically junk. I could sell that for money. Hey, police badge, it's not getting being used because I can just teleport into Tucson, so the point of that item is kind of lost on me, admittedly. That ain't gonna work. Okay, this actually, no. I'm going to take advice I've learned from Zelda 1 and Rando, and just because you can doesn't mean you should, and I ran into a stop sign. Not running a stop sign, but running into one. Which is also quite painful, do not recommend. Hey Will, how you doing? Also, hope you're doing well, Wiz. Actually, Jeff being here isn't the worst thing, because this opens up Boogie Tent in Threed. Well, about as excited as I'm gonna be, to be honest. Key to the shacks, that's a Sank item. Do I really need 2 protractors? I don't think so. Oh, somehow managed to pull that off. I think at this point the move is going to be just go straight to Chaos Theater, get to 3, get the kid check, and then we'll figure it out after that. I think Super Bowl is going to be a great game. I think there's some elements that are going to play out that nobody's going to see coming. Hey, Sidewalk, get out of my way! I've always loved that line. And that an assuming local guy just got hit by a bus. And we have arrived at 3. So I'll do for the time being. No, I'm not even gonna go that way because I probably would have gotten into a fight there and probably got my butt handed to me. Alright, second kid check of the scene incoming. Who would have an item? Paula would be good PSI. And it's Pooh. Alright. Yeah, I was watching. Oh, Franklin badge. That is a good item to have. What do we have here? I think at this point I'm gonna take a look at the tent, just as a vibe check, see what happens. Uh-oh. This is likely gonna be a very fast vibe check. Yeah, that's not happening at this moment. Too low level. What I will do, though, instead, is go back to Onet, because I'm gonna go through the arcade. Right now, Jeff having a good weapon is going to be the hard carry. It's Mini Barf and Master Belch. Vanilla adjacent, I'll call this. Disc up. I guess that was a trick solidify Mini Barf so it couldn't move. Or I just hit one freeze. Alright, we're in there. Pencil eraser, that is access to Happy Happy Village. I am taking a full heal just right before I make that trip. Actually, now that I think about it, I should have the money to be able to give to Apple and figure out what that item is. Yeah! dog. Yeah, we are not even going to remotely think of that. Yeah, now that I know where that boss is. Fart cave doing fart cave things. Alright, we won. Probably shouldn't have taken that fight, but it's alright. I won, so it at least worked out. Now, Brady, you come in. It's a food item there. Not really interested in that as much as I'd be interested in gear. Ooh, this could be something. I could sell that. It's early enough that we're selling that would actually help. I will take the butterfly. That's a trash can, so it's junk. No, we're not doing that. I said I'm not doing. Must got pincered on that one. And I am stepping on a snake. Ooh, Repel Sandwiches there. Ew, monkey invitation. No. Not what I wanted to see there. But we now have a full party. 16-minute plus full party. Not bad. I'll take that. And I leave Porky behind. Now let's get a vibe check here. Neutralizer doesn't tell me that much, but it's a good tool for Jeff to have just in case. Okay, that tells me this is way later. I don't like yo-yos, but that is by far the strongest weapon that we've seen to this point. So yeah, we gotta go back for that. Good smash. Alright, we're supposed to be here. I'm only doing Lilliput steps now because I'm right here. Didn't grab any exit mice, and that could be a problem, but we'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Stuff to sell. I think this is where I go for PSI moves. This was number 1, interestingly enough. And it's a fight that I really did not want to see this early. Alright, wiped out the weaker ones. Now let's go for the main. Now let's go for the main foe. And there goes the teddy bear. And Trinity Sprout has gone bust. You know, after that 1 seed earlier in qualifiers where Vanilla Trillionaire Sprout was 7th sank, that I ain't forgetting that anytime soon, because that shit was just evil. 20 minutes in, Lilliput Steps is on the board. Okay, so my options right now are go to... I'm trying to think, where can I go here? It would be Toosin to fight Everdread to get a progression item. Be no guarantee that would be anything. Well, Carbon Dog at Everdread's spot, I should say. Another option, which I think would be the more sensible option, would be going to Dalam, because that option doesn't have any risk, because it's just move training. On the flip side, if Cherokee shows up later, that's just gonna be poop. So I think I like the low-risk play here. Because I'm not always going to make the low-risk play. Sometimes I will roll the dice. Just not right now. So battling Frank at the cultist hideout, the only thing that I would want is paralysis to cheese the fight. Force okay, so we have options. That puts Monkey Cave in logic stupid early. And I don't like that. Level 12. just gonna play along with it for the time being. I think I'm just gonna do Moonside. I think this will tell me what track I'm on. And the robo-pump was being difficult, but Freeze took care of it. Yeah. Okay, Electrospectre, not great, but it's doable. But Dolly's clock just would not go away. See how the clock likes the ice, kid. Excuse me, go take a drink and, yeah, based off the equipment I'm seeing, I'm definitely in the right area. That piece of shit green swirl, I'll take it. Some supply management there. Let's use neutralizer. Get rid of that shield. So neutralizer's guaranteed to work in terms of getting rid of a shield. Fire a bottle rocket. Got it. Alright, with paralysis, I feel better about going after Frank. Because paralysis means Frank isn't going to move. Okay, now we're building up. Now it's just zombie paper good to go to Saturn Valley. Alright, to Happy Happy it is. Oh, there's not a lot I can do about that. There we go. And 3 auto fight hits, and that fight is done. You fool! Oh, that's painful. Uh-oh. This could be big heap of trouble. Gotta solidify. Carrot keys. That is 3 sanks we have access to now. I think I take 1 crack at Carbon Dog. If it doesn't work out, then we push it as far back as we can. That was a really hard bite, so we're gonna put it off. That's gonna be a last location. Actually, no, if I'm gonna take on Starman Jr., I'm gonna need some better equipment, like bottle rockets and such. for that one. Vanilla. Actually, that suits me just fine because... Zombie paper on the floor, let's go. I could, in theory, follow this all the way to Saturn Valley and Belch Base. I think what I want to do first is going to seem a little bit out there. But I think I'm going to run into the desert. Because in theory, there are two objective areas that I can go to in the desert. Both are accessible. One is far more desired than the other. Because at least with the mines, I can do a vibe check. Monkey Cave? It's Monkey Cave, let's face it. Nobody likes doing Monkey Cave. Don't like the implications. One enemy, this should be fun. Chef's fry pan is definitely an upgrade on the weapons side. Oh, I don't like this. Titanic ant is the varmint down here. Jeez, that was close. Jeez, what they say about Ant is true. He chews, you lose. Okay, that's a little unlucky. Nice crit. Actually, the timing of that Psy Caramel was really good. As Ness needed a Psychic Point refill in the worst way. Why is this too much lag? Whoa! Alright, piece of shit green swirl, we are definitely getting the runaway. Damn it! Timing was critical there. Nice. Alright. Made it through that. Now we cross the desert. Get over here! Just gonna give me a criminal caterpillar jammed into a wall like that? Yeah, I'm gonna take the free experience. This guy always sells items for Monkey Cave. We need a ruler. And we also need a lucky sandwich. Believe everything else you can get on the inside. Oh, playing rough didn't want to scrap at all. Pizza, because why not? Team drink right here. Hello, I like money. Crap, they use the human's language again. This game's humor's funny. Now this is where the items can be randomized because they're no longer required to get through the area. And then pencil eraser gets used here. Tiny Ruby, that's Summers. 3 game. No, save the exit mouse. There are more annoying walks than this in this game. Guess for now I go to the Monotuli building. You know, I don't really need to. So right now I have access to Giant Step, Milky Well, and Pink Cloud. I still need 2 more in order to be able to get to Giygas, so that's why we're still going. I wonder if there's a hint about what patrols here. Just a robot bodyguard, although I think that'd be a pretty cool thing to do, is to make a hint system as to what patrols this floor. That was dicey. That was planned, however. And the robot's mechanical Everdread. Now the fight's a trap. Ooh, 2 crits back to back. Nice. Love to see it. Oh, this is taking a turn. The reason we're doing Magnet Hill now is because of the item at the end of it. Because right now I'm just looking for one thing that breaks this thing open. I'm suspecting this is a little later in the logic, so that could be a good item. Also, we get a buff verb, so that's going to speed things up for combat considerably. Sandlot bad isn't doing shit. I might want to consider getting Ness a weapon upgrade. Smash a butterfly on muses. Actually, the doors on this side. What am I doing? Yep, double beams an upgrade from the combat yo-yo. Also more accurate. Whoa! Enemy's starting to get a little nasty. Alright, what do we have here? And this is number 5 as it is in vanilla. Another round of attacks. Another round of attacks. Its experience points were on par with vanilla for 3 party members. Magnet Hill. Just 2. There's 2 more that are immediately available to us, as well as a 3rd that is not available right away. Diamond. So we are not quite done yet with checks and foresight, because the last one just opened up. And what it gives us will tell me a bit about what's going on with this seed. Oh, that's a good grab. No desire for that fight, so we're just gonna keep right on moving. Still have Boogie 10. I still have Everdread. It's quite clear to me right now that I'm either looking for a teleport to Winters, or I'm looking for... Yeah, it's a teleport to Winters, basically, at this point. I actually did beat Boogie 10. Flies, the enemies just don't want anything to do with me right now. Fine by me. I'm just gonna take the green swirl. Get him out of my way. Well, there I don't have a choice. And it is Clumsy Robot. Actually, no, this is auto fight. That was easy. And it's Shroom at the end of this. Yuck. I think I'm good. Off my game here, so let's just get it back. Ness was due for a better weapon anyway. Oh, this duck wants to rumble. Wasting my time, to be honest. Let's see where this is located. Okay, so we do need to teleport to Winters for another reason. So Winters is our go mode here. And our next teleport spot conveniently gets picked up at, well, Saturn Coffee. So with that, I do believe we'd have enough to be considered in go mode, and I would have just enough repels to get to the end of the game. zombies are about to buy the farm. This still shouldn't be a problem. Not gonna worry too much about anything else here. Ah, great, belching mushroom. There's some foes I don't hold back against. Plum is one of them. Alright, the tunnels are clear. That's our go mode condition right there. No. Oh, this is Fart Cave version 2. I'm gonna gamble on a Repel Sandwich being in a shop just to get me going, just to get it going in this area. Ha! Nice getting stuck in a rock, dumbass. This is number 3. Still is not going to be easy. And it is Carpainter, a scripted fight. And Flybeam. And Buffbird did its job. Alright, so we're gonna attack these in a sequence. We're gonna go to Giant Step first, then to Pink Cloud, and then we're gonna go do Rainy Circle last. Because that's our go mode area, so it makes sense to me. Baffled as to why teleport doesn't work here, because it's basically an open field. There's gotta be a reason for it, but anyway. And sometimes the enemies are just in the wrong spot, can't get out of your way. I barely got out. So way to skip this photo trigger, it's just very tight. Yeah, the mice are charging, so I was right to hold off on this until late. Even if it only takes 2 hits to take them out. Oh, the slugs are conflicted. Party cleans it up nicely. I almost had that stutter. Game's like, not so fast. This is number 2. I know I said number 2. And it's over just like that. One pit stop I want to make on the way to pit stop. God damn it. NPCs getting in the way. Most annoying thing ever. Teddy bear will help. The T-ball bat's a bit late for me to make use of that. That barely even qualified as a fight, and that barely qualified as a level. Sudden Guts pill dropped. Doubt I'll need it unless I find a Gutsy bat. This was number 4. Alright, department store spook is down. So it makes Pink Cloud my 5th. Rainy Circle's gonna be number 6 and my 6th. Flame Pendant. Not terrible, but not helpful at the same time. I mean, it's good, but it's not great. What I'm trying to get at here. With Winters being number 6, Ness is getting the Night Pendant. Now we get going. Oh, that's dicey. But they missed. Which is exactly what I was trying to do. Make 'em miss. Now it's time for the MS Paint Beast. Tessie. Bum, bum. Alright, here we go. Into the next part. Well, there could be something in Brick Road. I have pencil eraser, so I can skip it, and that's what I'm gonna do. Seeing an enemy spawn says me thinking otherwise. Or I can just do that. Good grab, good grab. A narrow escape. What's this? Not what I wanted to see there. If anything, I would have preferred seeing a heavy bazooka there, maybe. French vanilla. Took some furious mashing to keep Pooh alive there. Beat him. And that will get me go mode. Dun dun dun. Everybody gets a horn of life. And a spectrum beam. Good weapon. They've got new offerings at the Saturn Valley shop that I can take a look at. Probably not getting anything, but you never know. Alright, we're sending it. Thanks, game. Appreciate that. Okay, at least this time, Apple Kid was out of the way. Because in practice, Apple Kid got in my way for at least a minute. It was wicked annoying. Never seen that happen before either. On the off chance Pooh levels up, that'll be a little more PSI. The reason I say off chance is because I'm using Repels. Alright, Giygas' partner today is... Cheesable. Nice smash. Alright. Free turn, love to see it. That's fine. That actually is going to speed up the rest of this fight because Jeff does nothing from this point forward. The only thing Pooh does at this point is cast a Brain Shot. Free turn, free Brain Shock. Perception, everybody. fought any many in this seed at all. And Pooh is still alive by way of a gut save. I think Nest is a revival item. So that's why we come prepared with Horns of Life and such, just in case. Alright, coming up on about a 135, I would say. Which when you consider how, well, when you consider the minimums, I don't consider this terrible at all. Below 135. Time. 134.44. I'll take it. Far from my best, but when you consider it's 6 sanctuaries just to unlock Giygas, I am perfectly okay with that. The path forward had just opened up to where I could have pursued Summers, but probably was just gonna be a time thing. Alright, thanks for the GG, Will. Have a good night. I'm not too far behind in terms of getting out of here, but I'm letting the credits roll. was probably wise that I didn't go that way. With a Kraken at the department store, oh, that was a rough time. Why on earth did you do everything in this scene? What the hell, dude? Alright, so I've submitted what the time is, but I'll be adding a VOD shortly. Yeah, it wasn't a bad feed, but yeah, I'm glad I stopped at 6. Like, Charles, dude. Why do everything? Dude. Okay. So, I suppose it's credits and ranking. Few things. YouTube, this goes up on Friday, because that's when Seed of the Week changes over. As for all other things here, as I wait for the words,
I miss you.
I always let that lyric play, out of respect. Okay, so where in the world was I? Oh yeah. I'm working on getting myself figured out here. In the meantime, if you like what you saw here on Twitch, hit the follow button. Let you know when I go live. I'm working on getting some time opened up and figuring things out to where I can get back into a groove. But give it time. As for YouTube, Hit the subscribe button if you like what you saw, because that lets you know whenever I upload new stuff to YouTube. And all of it comes from Twitch because, well, VOD limitations are a thing. Sadly, I wish they weren't a thing, but it is what it is. I think at this point, it's time to turn out the light and call it a night. I think I'm gonna could use a little bit of a pick-me-up here. So thank you all for watching. Until next time, stay kind, stay safe, fuck ice, and I will see you again soon. Take care, everyone.